Hey everybody. Coach Pierce made a big mistake. According to Paul Gutierrez, ESPN, good dude by the way. Um, tell you what, I think Coach Pierce may have. This is going to be a test. He may have sealed the deal for his future in a negative way, or if he can explain his way out of it and get his coaches or his players rather back on his side. This is going to be a defining moment. I think Coach Pierce made a big mistake in his comment. According to this is what Gutierrez reports that Pierce said. He says he claims, all right, he claims as he says as the game went on, Pierce said, I think there were definitely some individuals that made business decisions, and we'll make business decisions going forward as well. We got our ass whooped. I would have booed us too. And Gutierrez goes on to write, given what was on the table, a festive home opener after last week's emotional comeback win at the Baltimore Ravens, the heretofore winless Panthers, having benched their former number one draft pick Bryce Young in favor of 14-year veteran quarterback Andy Dalton, and the Raiders' offense having seemingly caught up with the team's opportunistic defense, this loss to longtime observers was comparable to several embarrassing defeats in recent memory. From losing to the Indianapolis Colts and former high school coach Jeff Saturday in 2022 in his first NFL game at the helm, the fallout of which then led to Raiders quarterback Derek Carr crying at the podium. Yep. To failing to Baker Mayfield 2 days later, to falling to Baker Mayfield 2 days later, after he joined the Los Angeles Rams later that same season, to last season's defeat at the Chicago Bears, who started undrafted rookie Tyler Badgett at quarterback. It was Monday Night Football. Remember that? It was Sunday Night Football. Okay. The difference, these Raiders were thoroughly dominated by Dalton and the Panthers. We got a lot of people that have to look in the mirror, said Max Crosby. All right. He says, everybody's got to do better. It's not the end of the world, but it's a wake up call. You know what I mean? We got to do better, period. Simple as that. The Raiders gave up 437 yards of total offense to Andy Dalton and the Panthers. All right. And time of possession was 36:02 to 23:58. And offensively, according to Gutierrez, 55 of Las Vegas, 331 offensive yards came on the ground. And the Raiders trailed by as much as 33-7 early in the fourth quarter. Now, and Devontae Adams said he was like puzzled about the business decisions comment. He says, I feel like, I don't know, this is tough for me to identify that. I'm not sure. And Crosby said, I don't know. There are a lot of things. You got to watch the film. Just wasn't good enough. A bad loss, just a bad loss. I mean, Blanky, we didn't play our best football. And meanwhile, Pierce said not much should be gleaned from his replacing starting quarterback Gardner Minshew with Aiden O'Connell with 4:47 to play in Las Vegas, trailing 36-15. The game was kind of out of hand, and we got two quarterbacks that battled, Pierce said, referring. Maybe it's time Pierce admits that he made a mistake in putting Minshew ahead of O'Connell. Okay? That's another video because you know my feeling on that. I thought it was a bad move. I still think it's a bad move. All right. Period. All right. So, but this is, I have to say, with this kind of scene, this is where Pierce will start to come off. You can't, if you want to show that you're ready for the Super Bowl, you can't act like you're the whiny brat from high school who's upset when he loses a game and blames everybody else. Nobody likes that kind of person. You have to stand there and say, first things, instead of saying some people make business decisions, you say, you know what? This loss is on me as coach. That's what he should have said. That's what he should have said. He should have said, you know what? This loss is on me because he's the head coach. But he didn't do that. He made it sound like, I think Tom Landry once said this when the Dallas Cowboys weren't winning the games they should win, when Landry, I think, was in his first 5 or 6 years of the Cowboys. He says, I gave you a perfect game plan and you blew it. All right. Well, maybe they did, but you can't tell them that because after all, they got to run it. So Pierce is in trouble. I mean, he's in trouble with Mark Davis, but he's in trouble with his players because what he said at the podium to the media is the first sign of what is thinking, and it's going to get put out there. And that's what happened in this case, and it's not good. It's not going over well. Business decision, they're all in the same business. All right. So hopefully Coach Pierce turns around, gathers himself, and say, you know what? And a straight up man would say, you know what? I made a mistake yesterday. I apologize for throwing my players under the bus. It's on me. And I take back what I said. We didn't produce a great game plan. That's what happened. We let ourselves get fooled by the images, and maybe we didn't prepare like we should have. But you know what? That's not going to happen again because that would be the truth. You get the idea. But Pierce, bad move, man. I don't know what you think about it. Just four of you watching this, you're not saying anything. Maybe you're sleeping. Maybe you're just kind of, or maybe you're a bot. Whatever. My point is this: Antonio Pierce is upset because he lost a game that the Raiders expected to win. Now, here's the question: why did you expect to win, Coach? Because they're the Panthers? What does that mean to you? Does that mean that maybe you mailed it in preparing it? And then Jesus says, should the Raiders bench Gardner Minshew? Yes. Yeah, I think so. I really do. I think so. I don't understand why he was added to begin with. Okay? I just don't. I've never been high on Gardner Minshew. Others people had. I remember when Minshew pulled off some really great passing feats at Washington State, right? Cool. Bully for him. But unless you're going to put him in that offense, he's never been my thought to be the guy. And you have Aiden, stick with him. You know, the Raiders have really been kinky with their quarterbacks. I mean, look at how they treated Derek, who was Mr. Raider. Now he's become Mr. Saint. Did you know that Derek Carr put his house up for sale? All right. I think like 7 million or 8 million. So he's focused squarely on being the guy in New Orleans. What he wants, I can see what he wants. He wants a new contract. Because right now he's got a 2-year one. He wants to play that one to its fullest, be given the optimal chance to do it, and then say, hey, look, give me a shiny new contract worth what all these other guys are getting. Watch. I mean, like, 250 million and stuff like that. Watch. Okay? That's what he wants. Now, as to whether or not he deserves it, hey, the way he's playing right now, even with the loss they had, he's still effective. Now, the Eagles put up a game plan defensively that other teams are going to copy. So we'll see what happens with the Saints from here on out. But back to the Raiders. Aiden O'Connell should be the guy. You know it, and I know it. You know it, and I know it. He should be the guy. And offensively, the Raiders have to start throwing to the backs more often out of the backfield. They have to use more creative, setups. Why not put Devontae Adams in the backfield against the linebacker? Shift them around. There's a lot you can do offensively in moving the ball. A lot. The Raiders are not doing it. All right. Hey, also something else when I say Raiders aren't doing it, I still say the best offense the Raiders ever had was in 2002. The Callahan offense. The design. Look at the video from that around here on YouTube. I dare you to tell me of a better Raider offense than that one. I double dare you. Take a look at it. I double dare you. You want to know what? Okay, you'll say maybe 2016 with Musgrave and Carr. Okay, that was a good one. But I'll take 2002 any day. The design, the pass patterns, you know, you get the modern day equivalent of Jerry Rice and Tim Brown. No, that was the gold standard right there. And the Raiders used it for one glorious year. And then, psh, huh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? All right. I'll see y'all later.